So far we have been getting acquainted with the circle of fifths. To remind you, we use the circle of fifths as a tool when we practice memorization. Now we can begin to look at the cadence, and whenever we learn a new pattern of cadence, we're now going to be able to take that whole pattern around the circle of fifths. The most essential ingredient in a cadence is the movement between chord 1 and chord 5. In C major, chord 1 is C major. Chord 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, G major. Chord 1 is also referred to as the tonic, and chord 5 is also referred to as the dominant. Let's now figure out a way for getting easily from chord 1 to chord 5. So copy what I do. I'm playing a C major triad. The C is on the bottom and the E and the G are stacked in thirds. To get to chord 5, I'm going to take the top note, the G, and I'm going to make it the bottom note of the next chord. Now, all I've got to do is make sure that this new chord is also a major chord. And it produces chord 5, the dominant, which in this case is G major. To get back, I simply do the opposite process. So the bottom note, G, is now going to become the top note of a major triad. So see if you can just play this little pattern. This is the memorization assignment. We've learnt the pattern, which goes from chord 1 to chord 5. And this is the pattern that we must now take around the circle of fifths. So because this pattern was in C major, we must then take it to F major, and then to B flat major, and so on. I will now demonstrate it. I'm going to put the metronome on 60. Every pattern that we learn in the major tonality also needs to be learnt in the minor tonality. In other words, this pattern that we've just learnt in C major needs to be learnt in C minor. To do this, all we need to do is to change chord 1 from C major to C minor. Interestingly, when we get to chord 5, that is still a major chord. So in the minor, chord 1 is minor, chord 5 is still major. Let's work through that example in another key. So let's say that we have already learnt the pattern in F sharp major. To get that into the minor, chord 1 needs to be changed into a minor triad. Meanwhile, when we go to chord 5, it stays major. In this memorization assignment, we take the minor pattern of 1-5-1 and take it round the circle of fifths.